And for the final deck of the day, we're going to be trying what we've been working on for a hot minute now. This is a control deck. We've been working on this a hot minute. This is the first attempt at streaming it. I've been trying to make this deck work, tweaked it with my buddy a little bit last night, and it seems to be in a pretty good spot now, so let's see if it works. So what is this deck meant to do? This deck combines Absol EX with Arbok EX. Ooh. So Arbok says, for 3 energy, 150 damage, your opponent discards 2 cards from their hand. Now, they do get to pick which 2 they discard, but they have to discard them. And Absol says, if your opponent has 3 or fewer cards in their hand, this attack does 120 more damage. Now, obviously, you cannot do both attacks in a single turn. So we can't make them have few cards and then do a bunch of extra damage. But Absol also says, look at the top 3 cards of either player's deck and put them back in any order. So we could kind of stack it to where we know they're not going to have any draws that they really want. And we're also trying with Ortega to take whatever their big piece of gas is and slide that onto their deck. So this is a control deck, which you don't see a lot of in Pokemon. We made one with the Alakazam deck, at least not right now. I'm sure there have been lots of control decks in history in Pokemon, but right now there's not really any good ones. The Alakazam deck's okay. We're going to see if we can make this one work. That's pretty much it. There's not much to it, but we're going to hopefully ruin some people's days, which is, don't ever try to ruin somebody's day, chat. But if you're going to win, do it decisively. And control decks ruin people's days. Ah, Splash Bro! We found a Splash Bro. That's exciting. I hope we don't ruin Splash Bro's day. That's a very interesting angle for that coin. Feels lewd. I'm just saying. Yeah, we definitely want to go first. No, wait, shoot. We want to go second with this deck. I messed up. Whoops. We definitely want to go first. Actually wants to go second. It doesn't matter because we didn't get the Absol. But we do typically want to go second with this deck. The reason being, we play with Judge, and we want them to stack their hand up as much as possible, and then we take it all away. Okay, let's play that there. Let's play this out here so they can't do any shenanigans they may want to do. Is it nice out? Oh, the victories are sweeter. That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, so this is probably a Toedscruel deck. You don't really see a lot of Cherrim. Oh, 76 outside? That does sound nice. Might be Hammock time after this, y'all. Might also be Starfield time. Or Hunt Showdown time. I don't know. Okay, sad that they already got to interact with that, but what can you do? Oh, Front Porch Sitting? Nice. That song, I'm assuming you're referencing the song, Geezus, the Where I Come From by Alan Jackson. My father ruined that song for me as a kid. He changed some lyrics, and I can't hear it the right way ever again. It does look like it's a Toedscruel deck. You love it. You love it. Unless you're the opponent, which you don't. Okay, let's grab another Ekans. So the reason that I laughed so hard is we're about to take away their Cleffa by using Acid Spray on it. And first we're going to take away their hand, so they go back down to 4 cards, not the 7 that they seem to think they're entitled to. We're also going to take away that, so they can't do that again. There's no reason to Squawkabilly at this point. Let's just do that. He did so many zooms. Nice. Oh no, we don't get to discard an energy. Bye, Cleffa. Is this another Cleffa? That would be silly. Oh, it's a Bidoof. Okay. Do they have the evolution? Oh my god. Okay, and that's the downside, right? Like, in Pokemon, that's gonna happen more than once with these decks, where we're like, haha, I got you down to 2 cards. Like, yeah, one of them's Professor's Research, haha, you lose, right? Like, that's gonna happen. We have to kind of be okay with that. I'm okay with that. We're still gonna keep trying to do it, though. Maybe they don't have the Toad Scroll. Maybe they don't have the Toad Scroll. Oh no, the Toad Scroll. It's not gonna do much damage, though, because it's, you know... Nothing in their bench has energy attached, and they don't have a Cherrim. Kind of curious. With this deck, we will hopefully get to punish greedy people, though, who don't play within a Professor's Researches. Okay, so they're actually prioritizing getting their card draw off, which I don't hate. That's smart against what we're doing. It also means judges are not really going to do it for us anymore. In fact, our strat of using Absol to be like our big finisher, it's not really going to do it. We're going to be hopefully on the Arbok train. We do need to hit an Arbok, but hopefully. Okay, Nest Stash is smart. Although, didn't they just... What? Why didn't they play the Bibarel? Yeah, they just messed up really bad. That was just a misclick by them. I'm assuming they thought they played it and they tried to activate the squirrel's ability and then realized it was the wrong squirrel. I would imagine that's what happened there. I have done similar things before. Who amongst us hasn't clicked on the wrong squirrel? Imagine if one of the poses you could have for this game was just your character, just like mugshot style, just like deadpan at the camera. So many people would have that pose. You get a nice like T-pose going on, you know what I mean? Okay, we want to go second. Hopefully our opponent wants to go first, because I remember this time. Yay! Thanks, opponent. Now we want an Absol and a Judge. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Take one mulligan. Okay, this doesn't tell us much. Bravery Charm tells us it's probably Ting-Lu. Might be Koraidon, though. That's what that tells me, anyways. They might be the Onyx Thumpalanche deck. Well, that's not clarifying anything. Onyx? No, it wouldn't be Onyx, because if it was the Onyx, that makes more sense. If it was the Onyx, we would have seen a lot of Pokemon in their hands and their mulligans that had 4 retreat costs but couldn't be played. The reason that they had so many energies and stuff is because they're a Groudon deck. Oh, okay, but they went first, so they don't get to Gita this turn. That's exciting. You're a Groudon deck, huh? We do 180 damage in some ways. Maybe that's enough? One thing that we have going for us, their deck is going to be mostly energy, so their card draw is actually kind of lower quality than ours. That, we can take away the Greninja's card draw. We can do this to get rid of their hand, including that Gita that we didn't want them to have. And I guess that's it for this turn. Kyogre and Groudon. Okay, you know, opponent, I'm not a lore master by any stretch of the imagination. I think you'd be pretty hard pressed to get those two to work together on a team. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Okay, we do get to make sure the Greninja cannot retreat. which is great because they're about ready to do their magma volcano thing. And then next turn, we get to, right. Hey, wait, that's my thing. I mean, we got our Arbok. We're happy. Me. That's what you look like, opponent. Okay, so we're obviously going to Arven this turn because we can't do anything else. So let's Arven for a Nest Ball and an EXP share. We need to get an Absol going here. Now, I think the correct play here is actually to put this energy on Absol because the Radiant Greninja is going to die to bind down anyways. And there's a good chance this Groudon's going to kill it on the backswing. And if it does kill it on the backswing, I don't want to have invested extra energy in there. I want it to send the energy down here, and the next turn we can get the Absol going. So that's why we did this. Maybe it would have behooved us to make them discard 2 cards. I don't think that's really going to matter. Snack, bevy, or stack requests. I would not say no to a Diet Coke, my love. And Geezus wants a pickle. We'll get you your pickle someday, Geezus, I promise. Okay. Spin to win. That ain't gonna do it. There is some dark energy in the bin. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're going to ditch these 2 for another Arbok. Just to evolve this. We're gonna try and hit a Dark Patch. If we hit a Dark Patch, we should be set to win this game. We didn't hit the Dark Patch, which is sad. But the good news is that we can do this and save our Arbok. Thanks, Brame. Alright, we're gonna look at their deck. Make sure there's nothing too good coming up here. They can have that. There you go, friend. You can have water energy. They want the water energy, so we're being helpful. And if they play that water energy, they have 3 or fewer cards in hand. Okay. They did play an energy. Okay. We need a boss's orders really bad. Boss's orders really bad. Boss's orders really bad. All right. This one, please. Goodbye. And now they have half invested in both of these, and neither of them are ready. That's a really good boss's orders for us. Okay. Gita does let them do this. That's not nothing. That's not nothing. We're gonna get this other Arbok ready. It's closer to dying, but it's also closer to having the energies that it needs. Let's play another Ekans out. Play a Squawkabilly. Let's not play the Squawkabilly out. Although, because there's already 2 dark energies in the bin, I actually am gonna play the Squawkabilly out, because that'll allow us to cheese some energy if we need to. Okay, and we know they've now drawn the 3 cards that we gave them with this turn. That's a water energy, a switch card, and a grubby pickaxe. They can't play those. Okay, that's really rough for us. The fact that they had another bravery charm. That's really rough for us. Okay. Okay, we're gonna feed him another 2 prize cards. There's not much we can do about that. We're gonna make him discard 2 cards for it at least. See what they pick. Makes sense that they would ditch their 2 switching effects. They don't have any other Pokemon out. I'm paying the price for ditching that Absol earlier for an Arbok. I should have been smart and kept the Absol and not the Arbok. 1, Absol does more damage, and 2, Arbok is weak to ground. That's why I just messed up. Okay, that other energy, though, should mean that we're okay here. Yeah, that should mean that we're okay. Alright, we're okay. Because we have this, we could do, what is it, 70 minus, what, 20, so 50? Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Good job, everybody, we did it. We won the game against, you know, not a meta deck, but hey, we'll take a win. And that was pretty controlling from us, too. Our opponent is electing to play with a bunch of energies, and we punish that by keeping their hand really low. So, it'd be worse. It'd be worse. Woot! Indeed, Noir. I never clicked on the daily thing, did I? No, I did, okay. Right? I did. Yeah, alright. Anyway, back to it. Go team! Woo! Barker was cheering. If y'all haven't seen a picture of my dog, I want y'all to know he is the cutest dog. And I know everybody says that, right? I get that. This is my I understand face. He actually is the cutest dog. He's just really loud in the meantime. He's a corgi, right? So he's long and the sound echoes. And he's not the corgi you think. He's a cardigan Welsh corgi. So he's fluffy and tricolor. If you want to see him, he's on Discord. Yeah, he's in there. Check the pets channel. You'll find him. Jibs posts quite a few Barker pictures. Opponent, you should go first. You won the coin flip. I have been slain via coin flip. He's got 3 colors, doesn't he? I thought he had some brown in there. He's got some brindle, pokes through. Okay, starting with Absol's great. Not having any energy is not. So... that's fair. Whispers of Brindle. That sounds like a candle, doesn't it? Yes. This is Whispers of Brindle. It smells like dog. Our opponent might not be here. That might have been why it took them so long to say that we're going second. Seems to be how things go. Absol's so excited to be there. Varoom, huh? Well, let's see if our opponent actually takes any actions or if it passes to us because they're not here. Then we'll take our turn. And they'll take their turn. And then, okay, they took some actions. All right, our opponent's here. That's exciting. This is another energy shenanigans deck. That's weird. You don't see that often. Here comes Radiant Steelix to the front. Basculin to the front. They can't gather the crew because they went first. For what that's worth. That's a really good draw, for what that's worth. Let's play our hand out here. We're going to get an Ekans. Going to get a Squawkabilly. Now, we're going to judge first, because I don't want to lose 2 Arvens and a boss's orders and a judge to a Squawkabilly. I might end up losing worse things, or we might just keep our hand, but we're definitely going to do that first. Okay, let's Nest Ball here. Get another Absol. Okay. Okay, another Ekans is a good thing. And then let's take a look and try to keep their hand from being useful. Their deck. Alright, let's give them another Basculin. Let's give them another Varoom. Because Revavroom, what that evolves to, can either get them cards, or it can be the one that has all the tools attached to it. Both of those are more of an investment than the Basculegion, so I'd rather them have that. It's very possible it's not going to matter. They're going to use Gather the Crew and get whatever they want, in which case that's why I didn't want to give them the energy, because then they would get to guaranteed have an energy and still get all their Pokemon. The times you don't expect to see Arceus. Like, okay, no other Vs, but alright. I don't think I want to play this Dark Energy out because we want a Dark Patch to be an actual draw. So let's just do this. Hopefully we don't regret ditching those Arvens. The Dark Patch, hey, I was right. Okay, let's do this. So Arceus V-Star can't do whatever it wants to do. Let's play the Dark Patch here. So going to retreat Absol. Well, that one there too. Okay. And next turn, we're going to start making them bleed cards out of their hands. So that was pretty clean. Actually, you know, as all things considered, that was a pretty good turn from us. And we took away their this thing. And if they try to evolve this into a Revavroom, the one that has all the tools attached to it, they can't, because at the peak says they can only have one tool attached. So maybe it's pretty good, y'all. And we make them discard both of their cards. Oh, nah, they didn't need either of those, but oh, nasty. Yeah, that's a control deck, right? That's what we've been trying to do. Make them not want to play. That's why control decks kind of suck. Like, huh, wow, I'm having so much fun right now. Aren't you, opponent? No, it's just me. If we can make a good control deck and release it on the world, we become bad people. I'm just saying. That's straight to Pokemon hell. Like, right down. No. After you, friend. Be sure to stack your hand with stuff you can't play this turn. Draw a bunch of cards. Lost zone it up. Whatever makes you happy. Ortega's a pretty solid first one. We would rather have Judge first, but Ortega's not bad. For those of you that haven't seen this card before, because I hadn't seen this before, my buddy suggested we play it. Your opponent reveals their hand and you choose a card you find there and put it on the bottom of their deck. If you do that, they get to draw a card. So you don't get to just take away their card advantage, but you do get to take away their best whatever they wanted. Okay, this is terrifying, and we're scared now. We're all very scared now. Okay. We're not gonna use the Ortega. We need a Squawkabilly here. And this is not gonna be better than... Actually, this might be better than a Judge. The problem is if we just hit Judge... No, let's Ortega. Let's Ortega here. That one. No switch for you. Okay, let's grab another Ekans so they can't stop us from getting an Arbok next turn. We have the energies we need. There are some energies in the bin, which is good for us. Let's take a look and make sure we're not going to give them anything too good. Man, I am glad we checked. You can have another energy, opponent. I know how much you like them. Now, they are going to get to use Sparkling Wing, which means that they're going to shuffle their deck anyways. You're back. Welcome back, Vast. Good to see you again, my friend. We're trying a control deck. Okay, so they got the boss's orders and the Forest Sealstone because they didn't shuffle their deck first. So, notable. Now, if they don't play the Forest Sealstone out, we might Pokégear for a judge here. Kind of try and keep them up. Okay, they did. This is really rough. I hope they use it this turn. Okay, good. They used it this turn. That was... I guess they're getting a Charizard, so it's bad for us too. I guess. Yeah, most likely. It's doing better than I thought it would, Vast. It's not bad. It's just... It's hard to be controlling in the first turn, right? There's only so much we can do, and if they're playing stuff like the opponent is, where they have all their cards they could ever want, and Charizard to get them the energy, right? Like this, it's bad against Charizard because by taking away their hand, we're saying, okay, you can either have Pokemon or energy. But Charizard is both, right? It's like, I have Pokemon, thus it make energy. It's just kind of tough. I think we're too far behind now. Feels a little dead here. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try and do something. We're gonna be something stupid here. All right. Let's do this and see. We don't want that. We don't want another one. You spotted me. Thank you for the follow, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. This is so sad because of how late it is. Just one turn too late. One little bitty turn. Okay. I'm just gonna concede here, y'all. Like, I yelled at me. I don't like to concede this early, but we cannot beat this from this game board. They got under us too fast. We'll get them next time. Hey, I appreciate that. You spotted me. That means the world to me. Thank you. I'm glad you like the YouTube videos. Yee. I will do my best. I will keep it up. I'm gonna keep learning and making good Pokemon decks. How do you get the pretty energies? Let me show you real quick. So what you do when you are in your deck editor, and you go to your energy, you click it, and you click here, and you scroll and look at them. So these are the most expensive ones on the right. The ones that just got added are somewhere in the middle here. They're the really sparkly ones. So that's how. You can look at them all, though. There's all different kinds of shiny. So yeah. So, and keep in mind, how do you unlock them? So the new shinies are in the 151 pack. So you probably got some of those out of 151 packs. You can also trade credits for them, which is what I did. They're only 40 credits per card, which is the cost of, I think, an uncommon, maybe a common card. Yeah. Sorry, should have asked clarification first. My bad. No one caught the Porygon. Aw. Yeah, I know. That's why they're so good. He spotted me. They look like full shiny cards. They're only 40 credits apiece. Yeah. Flesh out your decks. Make your opponents go, dang, those are shiny. Be like, hee hee, yeah, they are. Yay, we get to go second. Do it. Do it. Okay. Now we're going second, so we're going to put Squawkabilly out front. In the past, we have had Absol out front so that we could future sight them, but we're going to try this other strat, right? And Chips, thank you for bringing up the golden rule, because that is an important rule. How the Pokemon game plays out, how your deck plays out, depends on which Pokemon you start with, right? Every game is going to start a little bit differently just because of how starting hands work. So I want to try the strategy, what if we started with Squawkabilly first? Because Squawkabilly does let us power up our energy acceleration. It's just, it doesn't help us interfere with their hand. So in some cases, which, I'll be honest, y'all, we have no way of knowing this because we're not playing best of 3 on the ladder right now, right? So we don't know which strategy's better, but I want to see how it feels. Because, like, if you know, okay, the opponent is currently playing a combo-centric thing, then we would want to be doing Absol. We'd want to be doing control stuff, trying to keep them from getting their combo. Okay, this is kind of annoying. Hopefully they don't get to use Genesect too many times before we throw the Path to the Peak down. We are not playing with Spiritombs in this deck, and their deck is really, really good at interacting with Path to the Peak, because it has to be. If they can't, they lose. Hopefully the lack of Spiritomb doesn't cost us this game. It might, and if it does, we should probably consider putting some Spiritombs in the deck, because that card's not bad anymore. It's not as good as it used to be, because EXs are everywhere and Vs are not as popular, but against the Mew deck, hard to argue with a good Spiritomb. Oh wait, we've been listening to Jorgen way too much. Let's put on Chaz. Let's get some summer music up here. You know what I mean? You want to hear some summer jams? Let's hear some summer jams. Draw a card. It is spoopy season. You're not wrong, but summer jams, babe. This is just such a good song. I should make a spoopy playlist. Okay, so put the Absol out. Put the Path to the Peak out. Put this one energy on Squawkabilly because we know we're going to do that. We're not going to use the boss's orders, so let's squawk. Oh my god, I played the Path to the Peak first. Alright, we're going to concede and move on because I'm an idiot. Okay, I even knew that when I built this deck, y'all. Whoops. I even knew, I was like, okay, Path to the Peak's great, except for Squawkabilly. Oops. For all of our opponent knows, we just had to play one more stadium for our challenge, and we're not the stupidest Pokemon trainer in the world right now. Yep. Mistakes happen. Nobody starts as the Pokemon champion, chat. You gotta get there. You gotta get there by messing up. Learning from it. Dank Memes, Steel Beats, thank you for the follow, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. I like the name. Okay. Chillin' flips. I can't even do a non-chill flip. Can y'all do a flip? Anybody here can do a flip? I'd hurt myself trying, y'all. I'm too fat. Far too large. Ah, wonderful. You're gonna fit in great. Okay. This is a Squawkabilly, which is great. And we get a... Okay, round 2. We get to try the Mew deck again. This time we're going to wait and play the Path to the Peak after the Squawkabilly. My son has got me start watching you. He also made a deck that he would like for you to look at. Yeah, no. So I don't usually do viewer submitted decks on stream. You spotted me, but if you go to Discord, request the Pokemon trainer role, and there is an unsolicited deck picks channel. Post it there, and I will take a look at it, and I'll try it out. I have definitely played with decks people have submitted. I just don't usually do it first thing. Like I want to try it out off stream first, right? Recently got into TCGLive and liking to spam. Nice, taking a keen liking to rare candies. I respect that. Who doesn't love a piece of hard candy? Nice hard candy. Okay. Now, hopefully they don't play too much out here before... Okay. We're gonna get to draw a card. A singular card, and it is... my turn? My turn! Yay! Alright, so we're gonna Nest Ball here for a Squawkabilly. If we manage to rip the Path to the Peak now, we would be in a good spot. It's a shame. I guess we could put the EXP share on the Ekans. Why not, right? We're just gonna waste it anyways. Let's Squawk and Seize here. Okay. I did ditch energy, but we don't have anything dark on the bench. Now we do. So that's better than nothing. Okay, so Arven's going to get us an escape rope, because that's just funny. We didn't get the Path to the Peak. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully we didn't need it too much. The escape rope's gonna definitely help us here. Alright, let's see if we can keep them from having too much stuff here. Yikes. Oh, God. Okay, we're gonna give them Alessa's Sparkle, because it's gonna shuffle. We don't want them to have either of these two cards, and that's gonna force them to shuffle, as well as be their supporter for the turn. So here's hoping that's what they do. Oh, no, for sure. You spotted me? I will play it. I've tried, except for like 2 of them. I just didn't have time. But I try them all. Okay. Get to draw a card. And they had to shuffle their deck, so this isn't another Genesect, right? Okay. I give you the gift of Squawkabilly. Goodbye, Squawkabilly. Okay. That stops you a whole lot more than it stops me, my friend. Oh. Opponent gave up. That's what that is. Opponent gave up. Chinooka. Appreciate that. We'll get you seen. Let's take a look at that. Sounds fun. What colors is it? What does it do? Let me see. Let me see. Probably not posted yet. That's fine. Ooh, it is posted. Yay! I want to see. Ooh, a Glamora deck. I realize that, you know, you've watched me on YouTube. You spotted me, so you know this. I love me some coin flips. Let me get some RNG in there, you know what I mean? That's like big money at the craps table. Gambling is dangerous. Gambling on something that doesn't matter without real money, that's just fun. Machamp is your fave? Noir, Machamp is a good one. That's excellent taste. Built some Machamp Dodrio deck that was decent. Feels like we didn't use the full Machamp. But it was decent. I want to go first. After you, my friend Rick73 Turtle. You look like a go first kind of person. We're going to let the turtle go first. What could go wrong? Okay. Okay. Because we're letting them go first, again, we're going to put Squawkabilly out front. Getting to use Motivate is a lot better than getting to, hopefully stop them from having the next card they want, right? And just to be clear, I would not be doing this if I didn't also have 2 energy in my hand to ditch to Squawkabilly. Okay, they're probably the Ralts Curly Gardevoir deck, right? I'm assuming based off of nothing but guess. Oh, it's a Tinkaton deck. That makes more sense. How do I annoy meta decks without playing them? So pure RNG, that's right. That kid's gonna do great things. You spotted me. Calling it now. I wish to annoy people without actually having to invest too much of my time to do it. That's perfect. Okay, so this is definitely just a hardcore Tinkaton deck. The Phoebus evolves into the Militic, which prevents us from messing with their hands, so we need to use Judge now. which is unfortunate because we're not going to. We're going to Squawk and Seize. And really kind of hope for the best here. I should have put an energy on the Squawkabilly. We might have messed up there. I did technically mess up because we didn't hit another judge. That's, you know, I have regrets about that. But, for what it's worth, making them discard with Arbok isn't nothing. What are you weak to? They're weak to Steel. Mew's weak to Dark, but that doesn't do much for us. We're going to be using Arbok here because there is 0% chance we are ever going to have them have 3 or less cards in hand. So yeah. So Arbok it is. That being said, we don't have any gas in our hand anymore. Uh-oh. I shouldn't hold gas? I appreciate you telling me that, my fiance. Okay. This'll let them get their Mew back for free, but they don't... This isn't a Tinkaton yet? It might be a Tinkaton. You got it, Darkness. I don't understand how Manaphy works. Like, some attacks go through and some don't. Just get the wording. So yes, so I can explain that one for you, Hugh. Can I call you Hugh? I can say Hugh spotted me every time. I'm down. But Manaphy says they can't do damage. So Pokemon, in Pokemon TCG, damage is split into 2 kinds, or attacks are split into, they either do a damage or they do an effect. Manaphy only stops it if the card says it does damage, or it's got a number next to it, right? It says this does blank damage to benched Pokemon. Manaphy stops that. If the card says something, hang on one second, let me make sure I do this all right here. Okay, that was a really good draw. Them letting us have a free retreat was also very nice of them. We appreciate that. We appreciate that, opponent. So, Manaphy stops Greninja, right? Because Greninja says, discard 2 energies, does 90 damage to 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Manaphy doesn't stop, let's see what's a good example of what Manaphy doesn't stop. Ting Lu, because Ting Lu's attack says, put 2 damage counters. It doesn't say, it's the weird wording of the difference between damage counters and damage. So if it says something like, put damage counters or move damage counters, Manaphy does not stop that. It only stops things that do damage. Hopefully that clears it up a little bit. I'd understand if not. It is a confusing card. Totally get that. They put this out front, which means they have the Tinkaton. Yes, please. I would happily get rid of the dead card. Yay, I'm glad. Okay, so there's the Melodic, so we cannot mess with their hand anymore. There's their free retreat because they didn't end up getting what they wanted. Say goodbye to this little Tinkatink, and we're going to keep bleeding their hand. They really don't like how quickly we got this Arbok online, because they don't have any card draw right now. Oh no. Oh, friend. Again, we're not going to worry about powering up Absol at all. But we are going to take out this little feller right here. I might have done the Melodic because we play with judges, but I don't know. This feels mean and more fun. Bye. Remember, we're a control deck. If we're not being mean, we're not playing it right. And see, they're not giving up the cards that they need, but by the time they get this evolved and have the double colorless, they're going to be so out of cards. Kind of rough. And this Arbok is thick. This is going to be tough for them to get through. At least while we've been bleeding them out, it's going to be tough. If they have all their cards in hand, then it's not as tough. Okay, so they have another Tinkatink. A little more resilient than we would have hoped. And they gave up. A little less resilient than they should have been. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't laugh at that. All right. Clean. This deck is playing out a lot better than I thought it would, chat. Let's give it one more game for the giveaway. That was a very, very quick game. Under a minute, so. It's true. It's true. Little Fat Cat God. That's a lot of words for a name. I know I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. This makes Mew look like it has a nougaty center. Which who's to say it doesn't, right? I don't know. Do y'all know if Mew has a nougaty center or not? Please don't answer that question. And I don't want to see anything, any reference materials on that one. Awkward. Aww. Thanks so much for being here, Who. I appreciate you. And thanks again for watching the YouTube videos, and my best to you and your boy. Or child, son, baby, kid. I don't know what kind of, but I hope they're doing good. Okay. We don't want to do Ekans first because it takes 2 energy. So if we don't have a Squawkabilly, we're definitely going to do Absol first. Charmander. Again, most of the Charmander builds that you'll see, we don't have to worry about having Path to the Peak immediately. We do want it for next turn, though, because as soon as they can evolve it, we need to have the Path to the Peak down. Comfy, huh? The Lost Zone Charizard deck is not the most impressive one, in my opinion. Incoming rare candies, yeah, just like taking these over there like, yeah, let's see it. Let's see some candies. Without the, okay. Makes sense. Mr. Hats, thank you for the follow, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you. Without the Pidgey and the Arceus, it's less scary. They have to have the cards they need. That's pretty good for us later. Okay, we didn't get what we wanted, though, which is unfortunate. We Arven this turn for a Nest Ball and a Squawkabilly. Nest Ball is a Squawkabilly, that's what I meant. Sucks that we're gonna ditch these boss's orders, but we need more gas in our hand than this. This isn't good enough. We need to try and hit that Path to the Peak. If we don't hit the Path to the Peak, it needs to be because we were out of chances, not because we chose not to. Saying that, boom. Okay, and we get to Dark Patch that energy onto the Ekans, which is great. Play another Ekans out, solid. Okay, let's see here about what we can do. They're at 6 and we have no way to interact with it. We're actually going to look at ours and see if we can get ourselves... These are not very good. Another Path to the Peak's a better thing to have for us. Not the best draws. We get a Path to the Peak and 2 switching effects coming up. Could be worse. We have the energy we need, at least in our hand. The best we can do at this point. I'm very glad I elected not to Future Sight them, because Colress would have rendered that just whatever. They would have gotten to look at the 3 that we tried to stack so delicately, and then 2 more. So, yeah. No point. No point. And I like that about Future Sight. This is going to sound weird, but I like the fact that if it's not good for them, it might be good for us, right? Things that let you pick are better than things that don't. They ditched a rare candy. That means they have to have one. Yeah, okay, well, they did, but and then nothing happened. Moving on. Ditched a chorus. That's not something you see every day. Oh no, they're gonna try and cram it. Oh, no, they're gonna... Oh, never mind. That is enough for Cramorant, though. They already had enough for Cramorant, so I imagine this Comfy's gonna retreat into a Cramorant. Which is rough for us, because Absol can't soak too many hits from a Cramorant. Read 1. And yeah, the stuff we've got coming up is not going to be providing us any assistance here. Feeling a little dead. At this point, I think we need to pivot to the Arbok strat. We're not probably going to get their hand empty enough for Cursed Slug to do anything. Pidgeot in your deck to allow me to keep quick search. Yeah. That's the thing. Normally, Dank memes, you'll see that. People will play Charizard, Pidgeot, and Arceus, right? I've seen people put some Comfies in there with that. I don't play this game, but I've seen a lot of Cramorant. How does one counter it? There's really not a good way to counter it. That's the problem with this card. You need to have something that can do 110 damage and is pretty thick. It can soak a hit. That's pretty much it. That's why it's so good. You can't counter it by having energies. You can't stop them from putting their own stuff into the bin, or into the Lost Zone. It's kind of tough. Okay, so we're going to put this here and future sight ourselves. We're future sighting ourselves because we don't want those two switching effects. We really want to hit something. Oh my god, another Path to the Peak. Yikes. All right, we'll take the escape rope then. At least we can force the Cramorant to the back. This is feeling like a loss. They've had so much card selection that we haven't had, y'all. That's what it's going to boil down to. That's second Colress, third Colress, technically. Yeah. We did get to Squawkabilly, but it just wasn't good enough. Is that our deck's fault? Maybe? Might be my fault for building the bad deck. We've been doing good enough that I'm going to chalk that one up to luck. There's the difference between having a deck that's playable and then having a deck that beats Charizard, right? That's that, like, little bit nudge higher that you're trying to get to. That's what everybody's trying to get to, because the Charizard's the good card to beat right now. If you can figure that out, you win Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. It's like... Whew. Okay, they also had the Mirage Gate, so even then, our Path to the Peak is officially not doing anything anymore. Yeah. I've seen enough. I'm satisfied. Alright. And we need to be thinking, remember, the goal here, V2. How are we going to version 2 this deck? Because this is version 1. This is rough draft. This is like, I shipped it to my editor, and they asked me if I have a dictionary because I don't know how to spell anything. Not that that's ever happened. Exactly, Noir. And then you've got to, so you've got to not only beat their good Pokemon, you have to beat their good hands, like Boss's Orders and stuff like that. The eternal struggle. Hey, sweet post, fam. I choose heads. Ha! We basically won the game, opponent. You can just leave. It's fine. I'll let you go first, but you can just leave. I won the coin flip. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. We don't like the boss's orders and the professor's research, because we're probably gonna have to ditch the boss's orders. Okay. Using a lot of Ralts into Gardevoir. Yeah, that deck never died. It's really, you know, it's really sad. That deck, at least it seems a little more fair. That one's tough to beat because you have to beat them quickly and efficiently, and that's... Most decks can't do that. Okay, judge, please. No judge. Okay. Well, then we're not going to take any of them. I didn't play the energy first because if we pulled a switch, we were going to switch and put the energy on the Squawkabilly and then power up the Absol. We didn't hit that though, so it's fine. I really want to use this Ultra Ball now to get an Ekans down, but I'm also kind of scared because that's a lot of our gas here. How good is Arbok gonna be versus them? Not super good. Okay, their deck has so much Seeking. Let's do their deck. Oh, I'm glad we checked that, y'all. No hand cranks for you, please. Yeah, if I had to list the good decks to beat right now, it's obviously the Charizard deck, it's the Mew deck, Gardevoir deck, this build of the electric deck is pretty good, and Lost Box and Lost Tina. Shine Pow's pretty good, it's not as common as it once was. So I did give them the Forest Sealstone over the Energy Crank here. No, wait, we gave them the Energy Crank over the Forest Sealstone, which is fine because now they're going to ditch that Forest Sealstone further into the deck. Yay! Oh, no, never mind. Well, they shuffled it already, so it's fine. And that's a good point, Noir. It is a little bit easier to stop the Shine Pow. They don't like disruption. Path to the Peak stuffs them. If you can take care of the Frigibaxes, they're dead. They have a lot of little pieces kind of propping up the whole engine. You have to be able to interact with those little pieces, but if you can, their engine falls apart. Yeah, they don't have any energy in the bin, at least. That's something. I have to sneeze. That's something else. Fight it. Fight it. Fight it, Wiggles. Alright. Excalibur, cough, cough, Excalibur. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, now we Pokégear. Let's see, we hit Arven. I think we're gonna Arven this turn. The reason being, Arven can get us an Ekans and an EXP share, so Arven can make this Absol less of a problem that it's about to die. Our Ekans on here. The EXP share. Pop that one there. Alright, we are going to future sight them again to see if we can keep them off of too much stuff here. Let's give him a Bravery... Oh, no. Okay, so the game is bugged here. It's not letting me pick the Bravery Charm. Like, at all? Okay, well, the game is going to bug out here, and we don't get to pick. I think it's going to bug out. This is something about tools and the way tools work. I've noticed this before. So, like... It's just not clicking it. So, I don't know what happens here. At least this is the end of our turn, so, like, we did everything else before we got to this point. Ooh, a Scyther. Yeah, it's... Which one did we give him? We'll find out together, chat. Why does it have a rock by my name? Huh. Weird. Yeah, it is really annoying. That's a bug that I mean, every bug needs to be fixed, right? But that one is problematic. Very problematic. It's cost me more than one game. Seems like they got all three of them, so it doesn't matter. I know that's not how it works. Electric deck's going to be hard to beat with control just because they have so much card advantage kind of baked in, and they can get Dynamotor to get their energies back. Wow, that's wild dank memes. That's a lot of damage. A lot of heals. And almost zero retreat costs. You're not wrong. All they need is one beach court, and they do have zero retreat costs. Their deck gets crushed by Flying Pikachu V, though. VMAX that can't be touched by basics. So, you know, nothing's perfect. Okay, they haven't used their V-Star ability yet. So we're going to take it away. Because they, you know, put that... Oh, wait, no, we can't because, yeah... Never mind. That was the Absol that does enough damage. And even then, they had too many cards. I am tired. That's my excuse. Now, that does let them discard energy to make Flaffy better, which is kind of a bummer. Their deck seems to be pretty well tooled against ours. Not on purpose, right? Like, no one's playing what we're playing. Just incidentally good against what we're doing. I've noticed a lot of people are drifting away from the Regieleki VMAX side of this deck, which I guess maybe that little bit of extra damage doesn't count or doesn't really help, but the free retreat cost on that thing does help a lot. I'm actually kind of surprised. It's like this, okay, they've done all this to make this thing have 3 energy and 250 HP. Regieleki VMAX with 3 energies would be more threatening than this, no retreat cost, and more helpful, right? I don't know, maybe it's not necessarily better, but you don't really need 2 Raikou, right? You need 1, so you definitely want to play with more than 1 so you can guarantee you get 1 every game in case it's in the prize cards, but... We haven't played with that electric deck in a while. Maybe we should do that. Okay, you can have as many Forest Seal Stones as you want. That would explain why we kept seeing them. Okay, so Arbok is dead and we have lost. They're gonna use Raichu to just, like, unlimited power. Right on top of our Arbok here. It's gonna be a lot of damage. Did I pull that giveaway? Did I pull that giveaway? Whoops, I didn't. I am so sorry about that. The winner is Darkness. Congratulations, Darkness. Alright, they're doing math right now. Then we'll leave. There you go, buddy. Sorry about that. My bad. Have you ever had a game where you had 4+ energy trapped under prize cards? Yes, I have. I usually play with more energy than most people, though. I think someone told me once the average is like 11 to 13. I usually play with like 15 to 16. So when that happens, it's not usually... Hey, you're welcome. It's not usually a big deal for me when that happens. If anything, it means less of the cards I want are trapped under the prize cards, but sometimes it does cause problems. All right, let's go ahead and do the last giveaway. It's past 7 o'clock here, y'all, and I am sorry, I'm tired. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. I hope you're all having a wonderful time, but let's wrap this one up here. Da-da-da-da. Wiggles needs to stand up. And, I mean, that's fair, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong for running 11 energy. It's just that the more of something you run, the less you need that particular one, right? Has anyone been able to make the new Chansey work? The one that, I feel like it's too bad because you have to play it. It has to, the one where it's like if you take it as a prize card, you can put it on your bench instead of your hand, and then you flip a coin and maybe take another prize card. I was thinking about that card last night, trying to make that one work, and I think it's just too bad. Right? Somebody back me up on this. Okay, we have the judge. Let's see what they do. Because this, we could Squawkabilly, or we could not, depending on our hand here. Now, if they're just a Magnezone deck, Path to the Peak doesn't really do anything. Okay, well, Path to the Peak suddenly has text. So that one was quick. Are they just the Dialga deck, or are they something else? Okay. This is kind of bad from them. I get why they're doing it. They're playing their cards out. They're getting a card they cannot play this turn, which is, this is exactly why you don't do that. Because now they don't have the Lumineon in their deck to help them get the Avery later if they need it. That being said, if they empty their whole hand out here, we might not want to judge them. This is a Dialga? Another Lumineon? That'd be hilarious. Oh, come on, another Lumineon. Come on, do it. Do it. You might get it. You might need a different support. Dialga. Dang. Dang it, Bobby. Okay, so we are... we're not going to be playing Squawkabilly this hand. We need to Pat to the Peak, because Pat to the Peak not only stops Greninja, but it stops any future Lumineons from having any text. Any meaningful text, I should say. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's play the Ekans out. Let's put the energy on the Absol here. Play another Absol out. Let's judge. Pretty good hand, pretty good hand. Yikes, I hate all of those. We're gonna give them the Pidgeot because they don't have any other pieces of that, but ooh. Ooh. Now see, that wouldn't have mattered if we didn't also have the Pat to the Peak, because Greninja would have just drawn them all that. I did, Darkness, I sent it to you. Okay, there's the Pidgey, and they have a Pidgeot. They just drew another Avery. Brutal. That means they got the Arven too. We need a judge now. Otherwise, they have Arven Pidgeot in hand and a Pidgeotto down and a Magnezone in hand. Like, we are so screwed if we can't judge them here. That's a bit of a nut straw from the opponent. Like, let's not be too upset about this. We got unlucky. But that does keep happening. At a certain point, if it keeps happening, it's our fault. Alright, none of these are going to do it for us here, unfortunately. Lots of cool art, lots of cool Pokemon, and no hand. Doesn't matter, we can't... Doing theirs doesn't matter at this point, so let's look at our deck, see if we can... Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, that's... something that exists. Maybe they only have the one Ultra Ball, or the one Rare Candy with the Arven, right? The problem is Arven can get them a Rare Candy and an Ultra Ball. Doesn't even have to, just a Rare Candy and EXP share. Oh yeah, no it can't. A Rare Candy and EXP share. The Rare Candy is for the Pidgeot. Pidgeot will then get them Dialga V-Star. Okay. Pidgeot can't use this thing, though, because of Pat to the Peak, so that's exciting. That's something. Right now, they're wondering why they can't use Pidgeot. Yay! Wow, what a good card. I'm sure glad we drew that. Okay, bummer about those. We're doing this to take out the Magnemite. Hopefully they don't have another one. They do get to pull an energy onto the Pidgeot if they want, or, okay, they chose the Dialga, which is an interesting decision in my opinion. Nobody asked me, but there it is. Now, one thing that we've got going for us here, they're going to get to discard the stadium if they have another energy. They do. So they get to get rid of the Path to the Peak for next turn. For this turn, we still get to make them ditch both cards in their hand. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what they pick. Okay, they chose Greninja, which means we're gonna go ahead and use Arbok here. This other Arbok here. We're not gonna do the big attack. I guess we should, actually, at this point, because we don't want them to have multiple Pidgeots here. Or, we don't want them to have multiple cards with Pidgeot, so, never mind. Forget what I said. Ah! Okay, and we took away their Greninja right after they were going to be able to use it. Okay, so how much damage can they do with one quick search a turn? Probably a bit. Professor's researches, I'm assuming that's what they got. Avery, okay. Yeah, okay, this is great for us. We get to ditch this Arbok that they did a bunch of damage to. I guess they're not playing with Professor's researches. They should have done that. That Professor's research would have been way better for them than this. As it is, we're just going to make them discard 2 of these next turn. So. Opponent? Opponent. Okay. Sure. Okay. Sure. Yep. Actions are being taken. Dang it, I don't have one in the bin. If we had one in the bin, we could just turn around and spank our opponent. We don't, and it's okay. It's okay. See, and they would have wanted to use Pidgeot to get a rare candy there. This is working pretty well, actually. Surprisingly so. What does Pidgeot get them? Now, if they try to get a boss's orders and pull one of these other Absols to the front, we can put the energy on it and then retreat it to get the Arbok back out front. And then, okay. Are they not playing with Professor's Research? I guess not. That's crazy. Put at least one Professor's Research in every one of your decks, chat, especially if you have this ability. Okay, they got an escape rope. We're gonna build our own Absol here. Okay, Judge is not what we want to do. We don't want to give them more cards now. Okay, now the other Absol is ready as well. Do this, give some damage to it. I think we're ahead here. I think. Kind of depends what they do. Now, see, if they had a professor's research, this would be great for us right now because we would just judge and take it all away. Obviously, again, they're not doing that. I don't know what they're doing. Okay. That's a lot of damage. Okay, they're probably going to get this other Absol, I would assume. Yeah, they're going to try and kill... They're going to kill one, get some cards from their prize cards, which we're immediately going to make them discard. And we're back to where we were. And this is great. We're not making them shuffle them back in. We are making them discard them. Opponents everywhere hate this one simple trick. Ooh, glad we did not let them keep those. This is a close one, y'all. This is a really good last game. This is a really good last game. Hope y'all having fun too. There's not much to talk about because we don't... If they didn't have the Pidgeot, we'd be talking about how dead they are. We don't know what they get to search up every turn. Kind of where we're at here. They're on the ropes. They're fighting, but they're on the ropes. 3 of their Pokemon that are worth 2 prize cards each are all about to die. We have a thing ready, another thing almost ready, 2 things ready, 1 almost ready, and... Okay. They're doing this so they don't just keep them in their hand. Because they don't want to be forced to discard stuff. Here comes a chunk of damage. I mean, sure, why not? Bye-bye. You can have 1 card, and then we're going to make you discard it. I'm a bad person. Okay, Pokégear's good. I mean, the boss's orders is all we need to win this one. Dang, this has been a clinic in why this deck is actually pretty good. If we can have the turns and the starts and things that we want, it's pretty good. The next step is making it consistent, right? That's the hard part. There's lots of cool Pokemon that do lots of cool things, but if you cannot make them consistent, it doesn't matter. Okay, signs of life from the opponent. Interesting that they had other Averys and they were choosing not to do it, despite that being like one of their few ways to dig out of their card disadvantage. Okay, Arbok has been slain. Now, what they're thinking right now is that Absol doesn't do enough damage to Pidgeot, and they're not wrong. It currently only gets it to 250. They don't know about this card, so, you know, they are wrong. But, you know, bye-bye. They played that very well, though. They were playing to their outs at the end there. It just... The Luminion was a liability sitting on their bench, right? We had one too, but they kept making us discard them with Avery, so... Avery comes with a cost too. All right, let's do the final thoughts on this one, the wrap up, and send y'all on your way. How's that sound? So like we kind of touched on a little bit, this deck is pretty close as far as V1s go. I don't know exactly what I would change here. If y'all have any shout outs, put them in the YouTube comments or put them in Discord or whatever. We'll take a look at them together. This feels really close. I would want a 4th Path to the Peak. The Squawkabilly Path to the Peak thing that came up once or twice, or it only came up once, you don't really want to deal with that, but if you can discard the one in your hand and then draw another one, great. This card has such upside that it's worth doing, especially when it doesn't stop either of our toys. We are just on Ekans to deal with Mimikyu, so that's another thing. We don't really have a Mimikyu answer here. Ekans is double damage against Mimikyu, but that's still not 70, which is what its HP is. Ortega was solid. This card's probably going to find a better home somewhere else, but for now it's not bad. But yeah, ultimately I like the deck, right? It's a fun deck.